Hello everybody and welcome to Yarn of a Kind. My name is Alicia and in today's video I am going to be sharing with you 15 free and easy patterns for crochet coasters. I mentioned in a previous video that I'm searching for something that's fun, aesthetic as well as practical to give as a gift to my colleagues, and I think I have found the answer. It's crochet coasters. I have tried out 15 different crochet coaster patterns and I am finally ready to share all of them with you, and we'll go in chronological order because that seems to make sense to me. So we'll start with the first one that I created to the one that I just finished yesterday night, and I think as long as I don't create this video, I'm going to keep on crocheting more and more coasters, so it's time to film this video. All the links for these beautiful crochet coaster patterns will be in the description box below. So if you see something that you like, just go ahead and click in the description box and you will be directed to the original website or Instagram account where you can find these patterns. I'm going to share about my experience with each of these patterns, and at the end of the video, I'm going to be ranking all of these 15 coasters. I know it's not going to be easy because there are so many in here that I really love, but I'm going to do it. The first coaster that I crocheted was this leaf pattern, and it's by Crochet Craft Club. This is a beautiful leaf. I absolutely love this leaf pattern, which was brought to my attention because of Made by Kim's beautiful Sewrella plant pattern. And I tried out the original pattern, but it just wasn't big enough for the chunky mugs that I use. So I found a way to make it bigger, and I'm really proud that I was able to do that because then I was able to crochet quite a few of these leaf coasters. So if you're interested in a really good leaf coaster pattern, definitely check out this one by Crochet Craft Club. The next coaster that I crocheted was this coffee cup by Repeat Crafter Me, which is such a punny name. I love it. What I really love about this pattern is that it looks so neat both in the front and in the back, and I just can't get over how beautiful it is. I think I also modified this pattern a little bit to make it wider. Yeah. Next, I really had to do a sunflower coaster, and I found this beautiful pattern by Desert Blossom Crafts, and I really love how it turned out. Guys, I do not like triple crochets. They're just not my thing, and that's why I didn't have fun crocheting the petals, but once I finished it, it just looks so beautiful that I feel like I have to make more of these. Maybe it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Oh, those triple crochets though. The next coaster is this watermelon slice by Midwestern Moms, and this is such a lovely pattern. I think the creator used these bright pink and green shades, and I followed suit because I love that idea. But I added another row of green to make it bigger again for my chunky mugs. But I think if I were to do this all over again, I would add one round of white yarn between the red and the green, and I would probably do 2 different green colors just to make it reflect a real watermelon. So this pattern was really great. I would just change the colors that I used. And this is actually the first coaster where the back is sort of messy with the crisscrosses because of the watermelon seeds. So I think if I wanted to give this as a gift to someone, I would maybe make another layer and then put it at the bottom, or I might get a cork sheet and then cut it out into a circle, maybe hot glue that onto the bottom of this so that those threads at the bottom don't show. Next up, we have this Cactus coaster by Sewrella, and I love this pattern. I don't know why, but it was just so fast and easy to work up, and I love the little spikes as well as the tiny flower. I adore everything about this pattern, and the only thing about it is that the back is pretty messy too, and for this one especially because I haven't woven in the ends yet. But if you look at it from the front, it is just just so beautiful. I actually brought some of these coasters to work and showed them to my colleagues just as a teaser. 2 or 3 of them voted for this one as the prettiest one that they've seen. A lot of them also liked the watermelon slice coaster. The next pattern that I crocheted was this apple coaster, and I love this pattern as well, but it was also too small for my chunky mugs, so I ended up adding another round of half double crochets all around, and it made it a good size. I also added this stem myself. The original pattern only has the apple as well as the leaf, so if you want to add a stamp, I don't think it's too difficult. It's just a chain and some half double crochets down. This is a beautiful pattern, and at the back, what I love is that everything is kind of joined at the top, so there aren't that many crisscrosses all over the back of the coaster, and it's just neatly at the top, so I can live with that. I forgot to mention that the creator for this apple coaster is Easy Crochet. After making a few of those coasters with color changes and things to sew on, I wanted to do something that was easy, straightforward, with no sewing, so I made this cute cat coaster by Hello Happy, and I really love this pattern. It was so fast, so easy, so simple, and there are no messy bits at the back, so I love that in a coaster. But when I brought the coasters to work and showed them to my colleagues, none of them voted for this coaster as their favorite one, so I'm thinking that this has potential because maybe I can just add a face. A lot of them thought it was a bear, so I might make it in brown and add a face to it, and that might increase the cuteness level for this coaster. But this is definitely a pattern that I would recommend. It's easy, simple, quick, fun, and I feel like it's so beautiful too. And this color is so beautiful. I love you. So those were all the coasters that I brought to work and had my colleagues vote on, and one of them asked me if I could make a bunny coaster because his wife likes bunnies. So I went home and I made this sleepy bunny coaster by Rott. This pattern is it's super cute. The ears are sewed on, and I don't think I did a great job, so it looks kind of messy at the back, but at the front it's just so adorable, and I think his wife is gonna love this one when I give it to them. I'm sure you guys have already seen this pattern floating around on the internet. I saw a few reels of this pattern. It is the chicken coaster. Oh, it's black and my shirt is black, so you guys can't really see it, but here it is. And I have to say that I didn't have the best time crocheting this coaster because for some reason the pattern really confused me. But after making it, I have to admit that it is just stinking cute, and I think I'm going to have to make more of these in other chicken colors. And this pattern is going to be for one of my colleagues who rears chickens, and she said that what she really wants is to have a Polish chicken, and I just can't wait to give her this chicken coaster. I think it's perfect for her. The next pattern that I tried out was this turtle coaster. It is definitely one of the more challenging patterns that I tried out, and the pattern is also in Portuguese. You can of course use Google Translate to figure out what the pattern is saying in Portuguese, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself, and I'm pretty proud with how the turtle coaster turned out. The only thing I would change about this pattern is that it's actually a little too big for my taste. So if I were to recreate this pattern, I think I would make the shell part smaller. And a couple things that you should note about this pattern is that the turtle head is pretty heavy, so if it's not sitting on the surface, it will just kind of drop down. And the other thing is that at the bottom, there are lots of ends to weave in because each of these fins is sewed on or knotted on. So there's just quite a bit of work that you would need to put into this turtle coaster, but I think it is so cute. The creator is PT Mimoso on Instagram, and they also have a cow coaster that's kind of a similar design. So you should definitely go and check that out if this is something that you want to create, and I would really recommend it too. It's just in Portuguese. One of my colleagues liked the coffee cup but asked if I could make it into a beer cup instead. So I went on YouTube and found a tutorial for this beer cup coaster, and I really love this pattern. I think it's very clever. The only part that I found challenging was the handle, so definitely refer to the YouTube tutorial for that, but I actually ended up following the coffee cup handle method to make this one. There are quite a number of ends at the back that I haven't woven in yet. So if you have a friend, partner, or colleague who loves beer, this might be a good gift to give them. It is by the Crochet channel on YouTube. The next pattern that I did is a strawberry coaster. Y'all know I had to make one. And it is by the Caffeinated Snail. And I love this pattern, but I did modify it slightly to make it bigger as well. I love how the seeds look like tiny little hearts. And similar to the cactus coaster, there are also a lot of crisscrosses and loose ends at the back. So might need to figure out what to do with that as well. We have 3 more to go, and they are all food coasters. So this is one of them. I made this fried egg coaster because I've been seeing fried egg patterns everywhere, and it's by Let's Crochet. I also modified this one to enlarge it, and I love that at the end it's kind of nice and clean. I haven't completely tidied up the ends yet, but I think it's going to look really nice and tidy once I do. The second last pattern is this toast coaster, also by Repeat Crafter Me, and I really love this pattern. I did make some slight modifications to make it wider, so that meant I also had to modify these semicircular bits at the top, and I also made this little pad of butter to sew on. I haven't tidied up those loose ends yet, but there are not too many of them. And I also wanted to make sure that the cup could sit comfortably on the coaster, so I didn't sew this pad of butter on too securely. It can actually be moved and flipped over, so the cup can rest flat on the coaster if need be. The last coaster that I crocheted was this Waffle coaster by Amanda Crochets, and this was the first pattern that I made smaller. It's actually a pattern for a hot pad, but she does give some guidance on how to modify it to make it smaller. It has to be in multiples of 3 plus 2. So I think mine was a chain 17 at the beginning, and it resulted in a nice, small, cute little waffle. But at the back, it doesn't look like a waffle at all. This is the nature of the waffle stitch. So if I wanted to make it pretty both on the top and bottom, I think I would crochet another one of these and sew them together. So these are the 15 crochet coaster patterns that I tried out, and now it's time to rank them. Okay, welcome to my coffee table. I have placed these pink post-it labels at the bottom, but this is not the final ranking. This is just arranged in terms of like the chronological order. So I am going to be ranking them in real time. Let's see, let's start from the bottom. This is really difficult. Let's see. I think this one? No. Okay. I'm only putting this one here because the colors are not the way that I want them to be. Okay, this one is here because I think it could use more embellishment. This one is just too large and the head is way too heavy, so it's not quite practical. And there are just too many loose ends to weave in. The beer, I'm not a huge fan of beer. I think this pattern is really clever, but it's just not my first pick. I wasn't a fan of sewing these bunny ears. So that's really challenging, but I think we have the bottom 5. Feel free to do this exercise along with me. I am going to put this one here. Not because I don't love it, but because there are just so many other patterns that I like better. Maybe the fried egg. I really do love the waffle stitch. So this is what the ranking is looking like at the moment, but just let me take a step back and see how I feel about it. Oh, this can't be at the last, can it? I'm like changing my mind a billion times. Okay, how are you feeling about this? Or do I like this one more? I think these two are definitely my top picks. I just really love this style and the little heart-shaped little spikes or seeds. I actually love this apple coaster as well. And then this one, even though it was a bit of a pain to make, it's just so adorable. That little beak is just a work of genius. And then this one, like I can't get over the little butter pet and how cute it is. And then this one, I do love how it looks, but because of that triple crochet pain, I'm gonna just put it here. I love this. I love how neat it is. But maybe it doesn't stand out as much as this. Maybe that pop of yellow just makes it a bit more special. This one, I do love the waffle stitch. Maybe if I added something else to this, I would love it more. And then this leaf, I just adore this leaf. I don't know what it is about this egg coaster, but it looks like there are some holes. I think maybe I was crocheting too tightly, so the stitches just don't look very even, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of this particular coaster, but that pattern is great. Maybe the beer should be... No, okay, that's enough. I will definitely be at this all day if you let me. Like, I just can't choose which ones are my favorite. So if you have a favorite, just drop them in the comments, or if you feel like you kind of agree with my ranking here, also let me know in the comments, because it has been such a challenging time ranking these beautiful coasters. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.